Listen, I'm urging all black people, don't go marching out there in Minneapolis. Don't anywhere where they're doing the ICE raids. I'm urging black people to please do not put your body on the line for this fight. Two people have already been killed and they both were white, right? So just look at that and understand that if you decide to go out there, they're going to have no problem chipping you off too. Okay. And I'm just going to remind you that this isn't our fight. No matter how many videos that are on this app of black people telling other black people that this somehow is inherently our fight, do not believe them. They will make you crash out. I'm one of the few people that have been telling people from the start, do not put your body on the line. Do not put your future on the line. Okay. Do not risk whatever you have ahead of you for this issue. It is not worth it. This is a serious issue out here. And I would hate, all the Democrats need, all the left needs is for a black person to die out there. That is all they need, is for one of us to get deleted by one of those ICE officers. That's all they need. I'm telling you right now, that is what they're looking for. Okay. That's why they keep sending people out here like the fake Black Panther guy to cause chaos, rile us up so that we can jump out there and put our bodies on the line. I'm telling you right now, that's going to be a grave mistake. And I wouldn't do it. I've been saying this shit from the start. They're not worried about us. They're not coming for us. We are not going to be next. I know that rhetoric has been flying around since this has started. They keep saying that, oh, you guys are going to be next. I doubt it, but the writing's on the wall. Two people have died already. And I promise you, all the left needs is for one of us to get chipped out there. I'm telling you, don't do it, man. Don't risk your family, your future, your career. Don't do it.
What's up, brothers and sisters? I hope that you are doing well wherever you're watching me from. Welcome back to yet another interesting episode. And a lot is happening in the United States at the moment, more so the ICE raids in Minneapolis and in other parts of the United States. Now, with ICE raids going on in Minneapolis and in other parts of the United States, remember from last year, black people chose to take a rest, no longer participating in protesting, no longer marching. They chose to go silent. They chose to mind their business, and this is making the white people in the United States to be restless because they can no longer cope with the silence of the black people, because they are used to black people in the United States always taking the accountability, always being at the front line of protests, of anything that is happening in the United States at the moment. But this time around, it's different because black people are silent. Black people are no longer coming out in the streets to protest about, ICE raids and any other thing that is happening in the United States at the moment. And this somehow is hurting the white community in the United States because they expect a time like this black people to be protesting, but black people are no longer protesting. Black people are saying this is not our fight, right? Yeah, so let's get into the rest of the video, and I'll be right back at the end so that we can have a real quick discussion about this episode. At the same time, you can tell me what you think about this episode down in the comment section. See you shortly.
The reason why y'all want Black Americans to be affected by ICE so bad is because y'all are still convinced that we are immigrants, and we are not. We are not. We've been here for over 400 years, and for most of us, our ancestors have been here even before the slave trade. Most of us have American indigenous lineage that we can actually trace because a lot of our families were reclassified from Indian to Negro, and there's proof that we were reclassified. We are not immigrants. They can't send us back nowhere. Where they gonna send me back? North Carolina? South Carolina? Georgia? Florida? That's the only place that we can go. We're not immigrants. This is not our battle. Furthermore, most of the people who are now being deported, or most of the people that are immigrants here, have always had a stigma against Black Americans. We're lazy, we're dirty, we're ghetto, we're loud, we're uneducated, we're this and we're that. But now that ICE is outside, we're supposed to be on the front lines of the same people who come here with these mentalities about us and don't even know us. I don't understand that. This is not our battle. This has nothing to do with us. And all the Black Americans who want to go outside and put themselves on the front line and risk their lives, that's on them. But don't expect for the majority of us to be out there risking our lives for something that don't got nothing to do with us. Now, when it comes to immigration, me, myself, I don't mind immigration as long as it's legal. I worked in the immigration office for a period of time back in 2016. And when I say there are hundreds of thousands of files of people trying to get into this country, and I'm talking about people who have been trying for 15 plus years to get into this country the legal way. And they still haven't been able to get in yet because of whatever is going on. And yet, we're trying to be pressured to fight on the front line for people who jumped in front of all of those people, okay, and cross borders illegally. Right now, if I take my ass to the Mexican border and think that I'm just going to cross into Mexico, there's going to be consequences and repercussions for my ass if I get caught. If I try to take myself to the Canadian border right now, there's going to be consequences and repercussions if I do that illegally. So why is America expected to be the country where people can just come in and out as they please, undocumented? We don't know who you are. We don't know what's going on. We don't know where you came from. We don't know if you're running from something. We don't know if you're a prisoner somewhere else and now you over here trying to sneak and hide. We don't know what the fuck is going on. Furthermore, let's look into how many Black women have been unalived by illegal immigrants. One of my good friends is the sister of Dakara Thompson. Dakara Thompson was a 19-year-old beautiful woman, young woman, who was unalived by an illegal immigrant. He raped her, he SA'd her, he unalived her, and then threw her off a bridge. Okay, this was back in the late August, early September of 2025. So this is rather recent. Okay, and her family is now in court dealing with that. The gag to that story is that same illegal immigrant that unalived that beautiful young lady had been caught on a DUI a couple of months to a year before that, if I'm not mistaken, and nobody checked to see if he was actually supposed to be here or not. So he could have gotten deported and that baby girl would still be here. So no, this is not my fight. This is not our fight. We are not expected to be on the front lines for everybody, while everybody continuously disrespects us and undermines the things that we have going on. We have all of these people who are of Caribbean heritage and so on and so forth in politics that speak against reparations because they say it's not fair or it's going to put us in debt and all of this other shit. But then we're also supposed to go fight for you? Are y'all crazy? No. This don't got shit to do with me. My people have been here. I myself have my tribal ID because I did the work for my genealogy and traced it back and was able to prove that I'm Indigenous American. And a lot of us have. So no.
Now you see exactly why Black people sat at home this whole fucking time. Because it was supposed to be us. You thought it was going to be us. And we said no. It was supposed to be us with the knees on our backs. It was supposed to be us with the bullets in our chest. It was supposed to be us getting dragged away, which is why the Trump administration was so antagonistic of Black people to begin with. When they figured out that we weren't going to show up, that we weren't going to take the bait, they still had to figure out a way to put the fear of God in people. And you didn't think that it would be you. You thought that they would find someone else. You thought that you would be able to sit back and just say, oh my God, that's so terrible. Why would they treat people like that? And be able to live above it, but it's you. Tyranny always comes for you at some point. And it's here. Another person, another white man, another apparently straight white man with a good career serving his community is dead at the hands of ICE. Bullets in his chest for standing up to the American government. It wasn't supposed to be you, was it? It wasn't supposed to be you. You didn't think the leopards would eat your face, but this was the plan all along. The only wrinkle to the plan is that they thought that they would use black bodies like they always did. Through slavery, through Jim Crow, through the black codes, through the civil rights movement, they thought that they would be able to establish their power, that they're this new world order, that the secret police are legitimate by showing you what they were willing to do and capable of doing to black bodies. But black bodies didn't show up. And now they're using you. Now they're saying it's illegal to go into your house without a judicial warrant. That's what they're doing. And I'm going to tell you something, we ain't showing up. We still not doing it. What's happening here is not right. But no longer will black people put themselves on the front lines for people who are willful in making sure that we're cannon fodder when the rubber meets the road. Rest in peace to that man, Jeffrey, man. You didn't deserve that. You were just trying to defend somebody. And I'm sorry that it's you. I'm so sorry that it's you. But they didn't think that it would be y'all. And here we are.
This is the very reason why I say, black people, black Americans, you need to stay at home. This is not our fight. I can bet you 1,000% that these people, this administration, these ICE agents, the ICE person that did this to this woman, I can bet you 1,000 that they regret that it was a white woman. I'm just keeping it 100. I bet that these people are hating that it was a white woman and that it was no one else. Let's talk about it. Yeah, absolutely. This is not our fight. You all know this, and I know you know this. These people are evil people. They don't care. I posted on the community tab yesterday evening in regards to this woman getting shot that they are not going to take responsibility for it. They are going to blame the victim. This is what they do. And we all know this. But this is the very reason why I say black Americans, black
Americans, don't let these folks convince y'all asses to get out there and care about what ICE doing to these people. Let me say that once again. Do not let these motherfuckers online convince y'all to get out here and protest against ICE. Don't let them guilt you talking about, well, the Somalians, the Mexicans, all the immigrant groups, they stood with us when something happened to George Floyd. So the fuck what? Y'all gotta think during that time, what was going on around that time? COVID was happening around that time. COVID. We were stuck in the house around that time. That's why you've seen a lot of people come out and support that. Why it took George Floyd for people to care? Out of all the people that got unalive prior to George Floyd, that's when all of a sudden black folks care. When Breonna Taylor got unalive, what did we hear? We ain't hear nothing from these black folks. When Philando Castillo got unalive, we didn't hear nothing from these black folks. Even when Baby Tamir Rice got unalive, we didn't hear nothing from these black folks. We didn't even hear nothing with the dude that got choked out in the train by Daniel Penny. Where was they at? Huh? Where was they at? And I'm going to tell y'all something. A lot of my people keep saying, oh, these are immigrants that's making these videos talking about we need to stand with ICE. No, the fuck it is not, black Americans. These are black Americans saying this goofy shit. These are black Americans. These are not tethers. These are not Africans. These are not just Caribbeans or Mexicans. These are black Americans getting their ass online, doing these lies, talking about we need to fight for these folks. That's what the problem. See, I ain't finna be delusional. I'm with the delineation movement, but just because I'm delineating, I'm not going to be delusional and a fool. These are black Americans that's making these goddamn videos trying to have us feel sorry for these people. It doesn't make sense. Y'all like to throw that shit in our face, and so what? They don't care about us. They don't. And they talking about, well, you know, the white folks been trying to put us in slavery. They mad about the Dred Scott and blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? They had all these years to do something to us. Why they haven't done it yet? Why they haven't done it? We always gonna be the first op in white people's eyes. Duh. These people, what these people going through is nothing. These people getting taps on the wrist. We got unalive, drag. People got their genitals cut off. Tarred and feathered, hung. Women got strung on trees, getting their bellies cut and babies falling out there motherfuckers. And landing on the ground, and you see white folks laughing. This ain't happening to these people, bruh. This is not happening. You're not seeing a bunch of these people getting unalive by the police on camera, on TV. We're not seeing that. There's no immigrant Philando Castillo's getting popped all these times in front of their baby, and we sitting there watching, the whole world watching this man take his last breath. Fuck out of here. Do not fall for these folks, people. Do not fall for it. It's all a lie. It's all a con game. It's all some democratic shit. I ain't gonna call it democratic shit. It's this thing with black people that irk my motherfucking soul. We feel sorry for people. We got this moral spirit within us. That shit is over with. Let them handle their battles, bro. They're not going through nothing. We're going to go through stuff more than they will. Every day, there's something happening to a black American on this land while ICE is still fucking with these folks. Black Americans are still getting targeted, regardless. That's the thing that I don't get. These ICE want us to go against ICE people. Regardless of what happened to the immigrants, niggas still getting fucked up out here. What the fuck is y'all talking about? Huh? Let me tell y'all something. We always been the first of everything. We ain't sitting here relaxing. We just ain't gonna put our energy to that. We got too much shit going on out here right now. Let them people fight them battles. Let them people that practice anti-black hatred fight their own battles, bro. We ain't they daddy. They need to learn how to fight. See, they come from cultures where they want to worship white folks and shit. Now their feelings hurt, they don't know what to do. But the niggas in America been trying to tell them for decades, but they never want to listen. Black America, do not fall for this shit. Do not let these people guilt y'all. And be a fool out here, seeing a bunch of young black folks out here hollering, let them stop it, this is wrong, man. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Don't listen to these people. These people get online sounding out intellectual. Now, black people, just as well as ICE is rounding all these people up and doing these horrible things to other groups of people, just keep in mind, black people, you are next. You are next. And what you think they're going to do to you? Man, you better sit your goof ass down. Heifer and nigga. Talking to the woman and the nigga. Talking that shit to me. The fuck wrong with you? That intellectual pseudo shit with the people with the bones and they know, what you call them, septum rings? We ain't listening to you niggas. Nobody ain't listening to y'all. Y'all ain't out there doing nothing. Go out there and get the septum ring pulled. Let me see let ICE pull your septum ring and see what y'all gonna do. Fuck out of here, bro. This is dangerous. You setting our people up. God damn.
everybody who questioning why black community is not outside fighting against ICE and protesting, let me break it down to you like this. Self-preservation. Self-preservation. All other communities, you know what I'm talking about. You've all practiced it over the years. The Italians, the Irish, the Asians, the Latinos. All of your communities practice self-preservation, except for the black community. We have put ourselves on the line time and time again at the detriment of our own community. And all of y'all shit on us whenever y'all get ready. Latinos, you keep screaming about the George Floyd protests, how you were side by side. You even talk about the Trayvon Martin protesters. Okay, but where are your civil rights leaders? Where are your civil rights leaders? All of you have practiced self-preservation. All of you. All of you have immigrated to this country, put your heads down, and let Black America fight the fight and reap the benefits. Now that we're practicing self-preservation, you're upset, you're confused, you don't understand. Why? We learned it from you all. We learned it from you. It's really just not our fight. Or maybe it is. Or maybe we just don't want to get involved right now. That's our choice. We're doing nothing that you haven't done. We're preserving ourselves. Nothing wrong with that. That's what you all do when it's convenient. I do have empathy for the younger generation who don't understand it. But if you're younger and you don't understand it, ask your mom and dad, ask your grandparents how they survived in this country for so long. Self-preservation.
You know, it's kind of funny. It's funny, but it's not funny, but it's funny that it took a white woman, right, to get popped by ICE or, you know, law enforcement, if you will, for white people to be like, oh my God, it's an abuse of authority. Oh my God, it was an unjustified murder. Oh my God, these guys are so trigger happy, the police or whatever, they're so trigger happy, blah, blah, blah. You know, and after seeing black person after black person after black person get popped, get choked, get abused by these very same law enforcement agencies, hell, even with ICE, just seeing how they were handling, you know, not even immigrants, just Hispanics or whatever, or people they assumed were immigrants because they were Hispanic, Haitian, or whatever the case. It took a white woman, a LGBT white woman at that, but she's a Hannah looking white woman, to get popped for y'all to like start making think pieces on TikTok and say shit that black people been. And then the funnier part is now white motherfuckers is like, well, I don't know why black people are saying they're gonna mind their business. This is eventually gonna trickle down to y'all. No, bitch. It's finally trickling down to y'all. We ain't new to this. But it's just crazy. Because, dog, you got Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, Philando Castile, George Floyd, fucking the young lady with the pot of water, you know, and the list goes on. Sandra Bland, the list goes on, and this is what gets the white people talking. And then honestly, bro, it's unfortunate, but me, I look like when I seen this shit, I'm like, hey man, it is what it is. It is what it is, bro. I guess y'all thought y'all was immune to this shit because y'all share pasty skin. It's just hard to try to get black people to feel something after all these years of y'all gaslighting us. So, hey, y'all figure it out, bro. Y'all figure it out. Don't look over here for us. We tried to tell you. Don't cry wolf now.
A lot of people got mad at me when I said this is not black people's fight and that we're on a couch for a reason. And I just want to remind you guys of something. This is a projection of the 2024 presidential election exit polls. And when I say this is not black people's fight, I say that because 85% of black people voted for this not to happen. And when you look at all the other races, you can tell that there's a significant amount of votes that could have stopped this from happening. When I said that y'all wasn't out there fighting for us, I'm not talking about the 41% of YT people. I'm not talking about the 52% of Hispanic Latino, the 54% of Asian, the 42% of POCs. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the 57% of YT people that voted for this and the 2% of YTs that voted for somebody completely else. I'm talking about the 46% of Hispanic Latino people that voted for this. 46%, that's dang near 1 in every 2 Hispanics who voted for this. I'm talking about the 39% of Asians. That is a significant amount for this projection. This other is POCs, and this is what gets me is that y'all lump black people and POCs together. No, we are not together. 54% of POCs voted for this. 54%, that is literally 1 in every 2 POC who voted for that. And don't get me wrong, there's not words created to show how bad I feel about everything that's going on right now. And even though I'm saying this is not our fight, I'm still doing everything I can to show the injustices of what's going on right now. But to say that there aren't enough black people out there protesting right now is absurd to me because we've been fighting, we've been trying to tell you guys about the injustices of what's going on, and you guys are just now seeing it. So yeah, I still stand on what I said, that black people need to be on the couch and this is not our fight. But let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one.
Welcome back, and I'm glad that you made it to this end. Now, black people in the United States are reminding each other that whatever is happening in the United States at the moment, most of the ICE raids, is none of their business. And it's not their fight. Because for the longest period of time in the United States, black people have been into the streets, they have marched, they have protested, right? And from last year, they chose to take a rest, no longer participating in protests, in marching. They chose to mind their own business, right? And this somehow is hurting the white community in the United States because they are used to black people always taking accountability, black people always being at the front line, protesting, marching. And they are even wondering, how comes a time like this, black people are silent? They are no longer coming out in the streets to protest about the ICE raids, to protest about, the collapse of the economy of the United States, right? Instead, black people are working on themselves, minding their own business, right? And black community in the United States keep reminding themselves that this is not their fight because they did their part back in 2024 November in their voting booth, right? And they had warned the white community about all this, about whatever is happening in the United States at the moment, right? Because during Trump's campaigns, one of his policies was the mass deportation, right? And at the moment, MAGA voters are saying that Trump betrayed them. They never expected this to happen, but Trump is fulfilling whatever he said, whatever he promised them, because he promised them mass deportation, and that is what is happening, the ICE raids, right? So black people have decided to go silent. They have decided to mind their own business because they had warned the white community and the Latinos about all this, right? They had warned them about the Project 225 and all what it it contained, right? And that's why now that the white community and the other MAGA voters, now that they chose Donald Trump to be the president of the United States, that's why black community decided to step back, right? No longer participating in protests, no longer marching, just working on themselves, building themselves, right? Minding their own business, caring about themselves, and leaving the white community and the other MAGA supporters to take accountability of whatever is gonna happen at this time round. And that's why black people are not even concerned about whatever is happening in the United States, right? Because according to them, they did their part. They did their part, and the part that they did was only in November back in 2024. Because according to black community in the United States, the best candidate for them was Kamala Harris. And when both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, according to the black community in the United States, Kamala Harris had the better policies. And according to the black community in the United States, white people and other MAGA supporters voted for Donald Trump not because of his policies, but because of identity, because of race, simply because he's a white man, right? Yeah, so they feel that whatever is happening in the United States at the moment is none of their business. It's not of their accountability, and that's why they keep reminding themselves that whatever is happening at the moment in the United States is none of their business, and this is not their fight, right? Yeah, so guys, let me know what you think about this episode down in the comment section, and as usual, stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll catch up in the next.